Hi guys, so this is going to be a weird angle, but I'm trying to show cards as well as read the prompts because I'm coming to do the hashtag that Selena created halfway to Halloween with our tarot decks. So because I have another hashtag to do, I'm just doing dark decks with this particular hashtag. I'm trying to be careful with my prompts because of my hashtags, because I don't want to keep bringing up and showing the same decks over and over and over again. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? So number one, the deck that feels like October. What deck instantly gives you Halloween vibes no matter the season? Okay, so I've got all my dark decks down here. And for me, that's going to be two. If I can find that deck. I just had it. Okay, so the two decks, for that prompt are going to be, to me, this feels like October, because of a lot of the art in it, and that's going to be the Guardians of the Night Tarot. So I'm only going to show a couple cards because it's more, to me, it feels more, and I'm sorry about the lighting, it feels more like, because of the art in it, it feels more like, to me, to be an autumn deck because of the color choice that he used. And although, a lot of animals tend to hibernate in the winter and such, but just because of the coloring that, the colors that he chose. So to me, that feels more like an autumn deck. And the other deck that I am thinking about with this is going to be, I'm going to just, because I have them all down here on the floor and they got knocked over. Granted, yeah, oil got spilled on the box. Normally it's a bit more vibrant, but the Disney Villains Tarot, I have a lot of memories, like watching the Disney Villains Halloween special. And I don't have Hocus Pocus because, I don't know, it was a bit too pippish for me. But I that's kind of why it reminds, because I mean, I have a lot of memories of, one time we baking cupcakes. My aunt baked, we were up all late one night because my aunt made cupcakes for the whole building at my school for all the little kids. So we had like 50 cupcakes to make one night. And we were watching Disney. The Disney stuff that they had going down. So that's kind of why. Learned how to make cupcakes though. So this is kind of why this deck makes me feel like October. And I'm trying to be careful with these prompts because I have another prompt to do, and I don't want to keep showing the same decks over and over. So, and it still smells like the magical oil that I used to get it dumped. It got dumped all over the box. The other deck is going to be my Ghostbusters deck. And I think I did something on this because I just got this deck for Christmas. So, anyway, that's the other deck because that's something, you know, every Halloween at the school, we watch Ghostbusters, although this has got both the Ghostbusters movies in it. But this one always kind of gives me kind of Halloween vibes. And it's like really nostalgic. So that's kind of like why I, you know, when it comes to movies and stuff when I was a kid, you know, I like the nostalgia. For me, it's anyway, those are the two decks for that. So question number 2, soft spooky deck with which deck feels eerie, gentle, dreamy, or spring-like? Oh boy. Well, that would have to be my Stranger Things deck. I probably got that upside down. Yes, I do. That would have to be my Stranger Things tarot deck. I'll only pull out a couple because I'm trying not to make this video too long. And again, because of some of the images in the deck, that to me, and I've not ever seen the movie, so I really don't know. But, you know, there's a lot of depictions of outdoors and eating ice cream and things like that. So that's kind of why. And yeah, I had Christmas lights up in the summertime, so. But I never saw the series. Oh, that's upside down. I never saw the series. So I have no clue. I don't know. It's just not something that really resonated with me to watch. But yeah, that's my, and this is the one that Willow Night Owl gave me, by the way. So, that's, other than, yeah, and of course, the Guardian of the Night Tarot, that one to me feels, spring-like. Question number 3, the Veil deck. Which deck feels closer to the unseen spirit, the in-between? The unseen spirit, the in-between. Well, that would have to be, taking it out of the bag, that would have to be my Ghost Tarot. I haven't used this in a minute, so I keep it, yeah, that would have to be my Ghost Tarot deck. That would have to be the one that I would pick for that. My Beetlejuice deck is definitely not in between. Definitely not. Well, let me see. Also, I would have to say, and I'm looking for it, because I just had it. My Witching Hour Oracle, but yeah, here it is. Yeah. This deck seems to carry that vibe. Let me get the book out of the way. So, might help if I, yeah. So, to me, the Witching Hour Oracle also fits that. That's just my personal preference. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so number 4. And if you see me on camera, yes, I'm a mess. I've been doing a lot of stuff today. Your most intuitive deck. Which deck do you trust the most without question? Ooh, that's a tough one. If I can find it here. I'm looking for, and it might not be here. It might be in my room. But I'd have to say my Deviant Moon, but I don't think it's here. I don't. Yeah, here it is. I keep, like when my stuff goes, my tuck boxes go bad, I keep them in these. So that would have to be my Deviant Moon deck. And I'm going to take this out of the way. That would have to be, yeah, would have to be Deviant Moon. And I'm trying to make sure that I have things set right. So that would have to be this. This deck is just crazy. So it freaked my kid out when I first got it. So that would be one. Another one would be, and I just have my hand on it, would be my Halloween Oracle. If I can get it out of the box. Although I to be honest with you, okay, so anyway, yeah, so that would have to be, and I'm just gonna have to keep rotating. Shoot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, my Halloween Oracle. I don't have the deck in here, but it was a deck that Erie's Witchcraft had given me. And it was Witchy Wisdom. That would be another deck, but it's not in here right now. Well, it might be, but I'm not gonna dig through the box, but that would be another one, probably because I've had it so long. It might be in here. I'm hoping it. No. I'm hoping it is. Nope. Because I keep all of my. I'm not going to look for it, but that would be the other deck. Yeah, I got stuff over here because I'm about to move stuff out of my living room into my room. So the top of that is a bit of a mess. The other deck would have to be the Wizard's Tarot. Crap. Wizard of Bargery, I guess. So this would be the other deck that I would choose. And it also kind of gives me like Halloween vibes too. So anyway, that would be the other deck that I would have picked for that. But that other, the deck, I keep the ones that the boxes are bad. If I can't get enough of the witchy boxes because they quit selling them. That was my plan last Halloween. And so I have bags. I have them in bags and they're all in here. So, okay. Number 5. Shadow Work deck. What do you reach for when things get real, raw, and honest? Okay. Well, if I can find it. That would be my Z Tarot, because that deck does not play. And it's here because I pulled all of my darker decks out. I have my Z tarot, but not my V tarot. Huh. At least I don't think I do. Because I just, I pulled them all out. And there's one in here. Hold on. But one of the other decks that I would pick in any event would be my Horror Oracle. I know a lot of people have this one, so I'm going to have to find my V deck here in a minute. But this deck, the messages in this deck, it gets real and honest with you. There's the back. So, this deck, with the oracle messages that it gives, it gets honest really quick. So, let me find my Z tarot. I have the Z one, but I haven't worked with it enough to have an opinion on it. So let me find my V deck. Okay, I got it. I thought I pulled it out and I didn't. Another deck that I would say, would be, and I've had this for, God, my Santa Muerte tarot deck. That would be another one that I would say. And why did I do that? I have no clue. Should get my decks prepared before I go and do these. So that would be my Santa Muerte tarot. That would be another deck that I would say is and my Santa Muerte Oracle. That would be another deck. There's the guidebook. This would be another deck that I would say is raw and honest, and real. And then on to my V deck, which I only got for $6. Wasn't even open. The V tarot, which is going to go great with my Bloodlust deck that I just got. And I also have, and I'm not gonna grab it right at the moment, but yeah. This is another deck. When I do readings with it, it's been real and raw and honest, and probably one of my more favorite dark decks, to be honest. So there's the back to that. So that's going to be the answer for that prompt as soon as I can get these cards back in the box. Okay. I thought I grabbed it and brought it down here, but I didn't. Okay, so let me put my glasses back on so that I can see what the heck I'm doing. Okay, number 5. Yeah, shadow work deck. Yes. Okay, number 6. So let me fix that. Okay, wait, no. Wrong way. Okay, number 6. The deck that gives you chills. Which deck has an energy that makes you pause or feel something deeper? That would have to be either of these three. Just had it. I just had it in my hand too. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So for that one, and I really wanted this deck, and I was so happy when I got it. Let me make sure that everything is aligned this time. That would have to be my Tarot of the Haunted House by I cannot read that. There's stuff I don't know. So yeah, this would be one of the decks that I would have to say gives off that kind of vibe. To be honest with you, it does give me chills when I use that. In another deck, and I got this one for my birthday a while back, would be Vlad Dracula Tarot. And it's it's just the whole thing with this is just it's more like medieval style watercolors, and it can get a bit much. See what I mean? Yeah. So in case, you know, there's going to be some, I mean, I've used it in readings before, but yeah, that would be the other deck. And then the next one would have to honestly be my Horror Tarot. To be perfectly honest, that would definitely have to be, what am I doing that for? Because I'm putting that deck away. Okay. I had a brain fart. I'm just going to set it here. Save time. My Horror Tarot would have to be my next deck. Can I say that? So this is the other deck that just kind of, oops, some fell out. That really just kind of gives me chills when I use it. Also my V Tarot for that too. So, and I get really awesome readings when I do that. I don't know why they're, sometimes I just put them back and don't even bother to put them back correctly, but that would be the decks for those prompts. And let's get to the next question. Number 7, your October deck already picked. If you have to choose right now, what deck do you definitely use in Halloween? The Halloween season. Okay, well, my October deck already picked all of these decks I definitely use during the or Halloween season. Some of them I just got, so I haven't had a chance, but, well, except I don't really use Sense and Muerte, during my Halloween season, so, well, I do, but when I'm having a deity, um, discussion, so, around Day of the Dead time. What the heck? Okay. Number 8. The deck that reflects you right now. Which deck feels like mirror your current energy or life phase? Well, there's not a dark deck that has anything to do with menopause, but let me grab, because I just, so, decks for that would be my Murder of Crows, because even though we're supposed to, because I've been seeing crows everywhere lately, and no matter what deck I get out lately, if there is a crow in it, it's coming up in readings. So that's why I would have to say this deck. I do have another crow deck, the Crow Tarot. So that would also be a deck but I'm not going to reach over here and grab that. So that's why I say that. And the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle, just because it pulls no punches and it's honest, and that is definitely my life phase currently. I'm just saying, I've not read the book, but Phoenix Fire gave me an oracle reading with this and recommended it, and she was right. So this definitely, because of the messages in it, I'd have to say that definitely reflects my life phase. And the next deck, just because I am all about nostalgia lately, probably because a lot of my stuff when I was a kid is now considered an antique. The Garbage Pail Kids Tarot, even though this is a toned down version of what our Garbage Pail Kids were, it's toned down quite a bit. And that's, like I said, because I have been feeling rather nostalgic lately. And I'd also have to say my Beetlejuice tarot deck, but I'm not going to pull that out right now because I just don't feel like bending over at the moment. And you guys have already seen my Beetlejuice deck. Anything that's Gen X related. So, those are my life phase decks. At the moment, there's decks that I would love to get, like I think it's the Yes Bitch affirmation cards, because that definitely, I want that deck, and I'm waiting when that deck gets more affordable so I can get it, because, oh yes, Okay, number 9, most transformational deck. What deck has changed your perspective, practice, growth, in the most. That would have to be my Season of the Witch Tarot or Oracle. Definitely. That would definitely be, because I've used a lot of the spreads in this. This is the Samhain edition. So, that would definitely be the deck. And there's the back. For that. So that would definitely be the one that I think has been the most transformative for me. So, okay, number 10. Oh, let me get this. I keep doing that. I keep going the wrong way. I don't know why I keep doing that. Number 10, comfort deck. Which deck feels safe, grounding, or like a spiritual exhale? That would have to be Beetlejuice. If I can. Yeah, that would definitely have to be my Beetlejuice deck. I just had it here. I have them all spread out so I can see them. And I don't see it because the lighting in here is really, really low. Oh, here it is. That would have to be my Beetlejuice deck. And I don't like the way this guidebook is, but it's just because nostalgia stuff to me feels like a spiritual exhale. Whoopsie. Whole bunch of them just went right out my hand. So, yeah, that would have to be this deck. At the moment, I don't really have any darker decks that are a spiritual exhale. So, because I only wanted to use my darker themed decks. I'd also have to say my Ghost Tarot. That is another one that I would say honestly. Okay. Let's see, number 11. Wait. Comfort deck. Yeah, I did that. Number 11. Practitioner energy deck. What deck feels pro? I gotta get closer to read this because it's like Practitioner energy deck. What deck feels protective, shielding, or energetically sound, or energetic song? That would have to be my Spellcaster's Oracle, and I think I put that one up because I don't see it here. I think I put that deck up because I don't see it. I may have. I would also have to say my Santa Marte deck. That would be, and I already showed that one. So, but I don't know where my Spellcaster's Oracle went. So, yeah. Number 12. Probably gonna have to do this because I pull it all up on my computer and then I read it. And I keep doing and going the wrong way. Number 12. Underrated or hidden gem deck. Show a deck you don't talk about enough, but should. That's why I grabbed this. This is the Spencer's Tarot deck. And when they actually only did this because of the fact that they created it for a prop, for costume prop, and then everybody started going and buying the deck and using it for their tarot readings. So, I think a couple people, some people just hate this deck. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be used in that way, but a lot of us, just, you know, because it's Spencer's. So there's a lot of like pop culture references in here, a lot of like famous like the, you know, the monsters and gods and goddesses in here. It, you know, some fantasy type stuff. There's the back. But I love this deck. I mean, it is a darker deck. But, you know, it's not, there's no guidebook to it or anything. And they don't sell, I don't know if they still sell this one, but a lot of the Spencer's deck, like the Wizard's deck I showed earlier, that is currently out of print. So if you want it, you got to get it off of eBay. Number 13, the deck you feel called to right now. What deck is quietly calling your name lately, even if you don't know why? Yes, Mr. Aiden. Well, that's quietly calling me. I wanted to start using this deck more, and I got it for Christmas. It's been kind of gnawing at me lately, and that in my Dark Angel deck, but my Dark Angel deck is in my room, so I forgot to grab it. But this is the Necronomicon tarot deck. So yeah, this deck's kind of been calling at me, and I've only like used it once, and that was because I did a reading with witches and I was using it. So I do tend to use these more in like the darker half of the year, or when I feel like I need to have a reading and use darker decks. But here lately, this deck's just been kind of calling to me. So even though I've probably only used it once, that also may be why. Oh, yeah. I'll look it all over. So when I was talking about my Spellcaster Oracle, it was sitting on this side. And there's the back. This was I had it sitting over here. So, yeah, this is just, even though it is a witchy deck, but energetically, you know, you tend to use like the witchy decks. Yeah, this was Spellcaster's Oracle. So, but another deck that's been at me lately is my monster tarot, because I've just been like in this mood lately to just kind of pick up my my darker decks. I do have a lot of, a lot of lighter decks, and the other deck that's calling to me to use would be that deck that I just got, the Eternal Bloodlust Tarot. That's the other deck that's really been kind of, like hurry up and pick me up and do something with me. And I just got it not even a week ago. So, but I'm wanting to do a reading for Beltane, and I don't feel like using darker decks. So, I can grab that deck, even though I've already shown it to you guys. But it's interesting because I looked and I was talking to Selena about like a Santissimo Marte deck that this company had, and she already had it. And these are really, there's a guidebook to it and everything. These are really relatively well priced, even though the guy that sold it to my kid charged about $7 more for it, because it was like $13. I'm showing you guys, I did a whole thing on this deck, and this deck has been really calling to me. I haven't even had it a week, but I don't want to do a Beltane type of reading with darker decks. I don't. So gonna have to hold off and use the darker decks then. But anyway, I think that was the last question. I'm thinking it was. Yeah, I think that was the last question. So, somebody sent me a message. Okay. Yeah, I think that's, I'm not going to show, but somebody just sent me a private message when I was trying to do that. But anyway, guys, peace, love, and light. And see you guys in the next video while I clean up this mess. And because I pulled all my decks out for this. And see you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.